Hi, welcome to the, excuse me, the March 20th edition of the Town of Kennebunkport Planning Board. Now, our first thing is attendance, and we're all here, every one of us. Okay, approval of minutes is the first thing. Have any problems with them?
No. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Okay,
I agree.
Approve.
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 Thank you, that's it. Okay, our agenda is really short today. We have a finding of facts and a revised finding of facts, so. Yes, the first thing, when we were at the last meeting, the agreement was if they came back with acorn, all of the acorn things were dealt with, then we were happy. And they did, so we're happy.
We're happy.
And we've already approved it, so it's now just a matter of Mike
Reading it.
reading it. So,
You ready to go?
go for it.
All right. Kennebunk Planning Board, finding of facts and decision, application number 240101, final subdivision application, KJ Trudeau, is that the way it's pronounced, properties? The Glen at Goose Rocks, Kennebunkport, Maine. The following reviews of the final subdivision application was held on February 7th and on the 21st of February 2024, and a public hearing was held on the 21st of February 2024 pursuant to the Kennebunkport subdivision regulations, and the Kennebunkport Planning Board makes the following finding of facts and conclusions and renders the following decision subject to the conditions enumerated below. Finding of facts are as follow. 1, the property is located in the farm and forest and shoreland zones off Goose Rocks roads in Kennebunkport, approximately 1/2 miles east of the Log Cabin Road intersection. The property owner and applicant, KJ Trudeau Properties LLC, has a mailing address of 20 Apple Blossom Lane, Kennebunkport, Maine, 04046. The authorized agent is Atlantic Resource Consultants LLC, known as the agent. Has a mailing address of 541 Route 1, Suite 21, Freeport, Maine, 04032. The property is identified as map 15, block 1, lot 1B on the municipal tax assessor's map 1511B. The applicant demonstrated a legal interest in the property by providing a warranty deed recorded in the York County Registry of Deeds, book 18632, page 387, dated April 16th, 2021. The subdivision property comprises of 43.54 acres. Per the information provided by the applicant, the property is an undeveloped woodlands. 7, an original parcel comprising of 64.8 acres, 15-1-1 was split in 2021 to create a 43.54 acre parcel identified as 1511B. 8, in an application dated the 5th of January 2024, the applicant proposes developing a 9 residential lot totaling 6.1 acres and 1 open space lot of 37.44 acres. The parcel contains bodies of water and a special flood hazard area per FEMA maps. 10, the final subdivision application was found complete on the 7th of February 2024 and approved on the 21st of February 2024. The proposed lots meet the cluster zoning requirements and land use ordinance and subdivision regulations as documented in the provided print set. 12, lots will be served by individual subsurface wastewater disposal fields and wells. Electric and telecommunications will be installed underground. 13, stormwater management report was prepared September 2022, revised April 2022, and reviewed by Acorn Air Engineering on February 19, 2024. The report has been updated in response to the peer-reviewed comments. 14, permits have been received from the Maine Department of Environmental Protection and the United States Army Corps of Engineers. 15, the Kennebunk Highway Department and Town of Kennebunkport Fire Chief have reviewed the application. 16, the applicant provided evidence of adequate technical and financial capacity. 17, the applicant provided an estimate of the total project cost at $273,500, covering the necessary elements to satisfy the performance guarantee required from the applicant per Article 13 of the subdivision regulations. 18, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers authorized filling approximately 8,548 square feet of freshwater wetlands and 333 square feet of stream for the purpose of road construction. The applicant, 19, the applicant has requested the board grant waivers of the subdivision regulations, Article 12, that the length of a dead-end street should not exceed 1,000 feet in length. The road design for the Glen at Goose Rocks consists of a single access from Goose Rocks Road split into 2 road segments. Both segments terminate in cul-de-sacs. The first segment will be approximately 1,360 feet long, and the second will be approximately 757 feet long. Conclusions. The criteria of Title 30-A MRSA paragraph 4404 and the standards of the town subdivision regulations have been met and subject to the conditions enumerated below. Decision. In accordance with Articles 7, 8, 9 of the Kennebunkport subdivision regulations and the Title 30-A MRSA paragraph 4,404, the planning board grants approval of the applicant's final application. Conditions of approval. 1, approval. This approval must be recorded with the Registry of Deeds within 90 days of the approval, or it becomes null and void unless an extension is granted by the board. 2, the applicant shall name the 2 roads in the subdivision before construction permits can be granted. 3, prior to any permits being issued, the applicant will execute and record right, title, and interest in the property through the deed or deeds recorded in York County Register of Deeds. 4, the applicant will comply with all terms and conditions of the Kennebunkport ordinance and subdivision regulations and all applicable state, federal, and state regulations and approvals, as well as those specified in the final application, all of which are incorporated herein by reference. Dated 20 March 2024. So endeth.
Okay, I have
So I move to approve the finding of facts.
I'll second that.
okay,
Approved.
Approve?
approve.
Approve.
Approved.
Okay, so we just need to get that signed, and are the drawings over there to sign also?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that after we adjourn, it's easier. Okay, that brings us to the second item, which is an old business, which is to make some minor corrections to the St. Anne's Episcopal Church finding of facts. So, amounts to a typo in terms of the date. No, it's not even, it says it changed from 2023 to 2023. I don't know. Okay, there's one change, and I guess you're going to describe it for us, please. Identify yourself, please.
Yes. Members of the board, my name's Todd Gammon. I'm an engineer with Walsh Engineering. I'm also joined tonight by Werner Gilliam, also of Walsh Engineering. We're here representing St. Anne's Episcopal Church. And the last time St. Anne's was before you was August 16th, 2023 for final approval. I'm sure you all remember a 420-foot long cast-in-place reconstruction of an existing masonry seawall at the church. Subsequent to that town approval, we've moved forward with final preparation of construction drawings and release. I've been involved in the bidding, and we've finally selected a contractor, just had a pre-construction meeting, and we're quite surprised at some of the numbers, as you can imagine, of the bids that came in over the winter. And also might add the storm events have added an element of need to get this done. They've had a lot of additional damage over this winter, including 40-foot holes in the existing wall. We had to do the emergency bulk bag project. If you've driven by, you might have noticed the white FEMA bags protecting the rectory and the chapel. So as a parallel process, we wanted to come back to you tonight to ask for one minor change to the findings of facts, which essentially it's one word, and it has to do with the veneer that was mentioned as being adhered to the cast-in-place concrete wall. It came up during the planning process, I believe. We even mentioned, our company brought up the mentioning doing this, thinking it was more of a side type of, just one other element to the design, but it turns out it's almost 25% of the whole project budget, which blew us away. And it was, it's something that I circled back with a structural engineer on, and obviously it adds, I wanted to verify, but it offers no structural integrity to the wall. There's nothing that would change the effectiveness of the wall, the longevity of the wall, the basis of design. It was a pure aesthetic decision to adhere some stone masonry to the face of the wall. And looking at those numbers, and we were hoping to come back and give us a lot of flexibility based on some cost savings. We'd like to focus on the priority and what's important for the whole purpose of the wall, which is to protect things, for the next 50 years, 100 years. So essentially the request is on, I believe it's number 11 of the findings of the facts. I believe we submitted a modified findings of facts where it says should provide a veneer on the 420-foot long cast-in-place seawall. We would like to change should to may. And we haven't determined yet exactly what we may do. It could include a different type of facade. It could be a portion of the wall. It could be just a delay, and we get other bids on it, and it could be no veneer at all. So we would like the flexibility to consider that, work with the client, work with the contractors, focus on the priority for now, delay that a bit, and not be required to place it on the wall. So.
Okay, well, I think our, Larry, you did the
Yeah.
case manager on this guy.
Yeah, so I mean, it sounds good. I don't know if we're gonna have a problem on this, but you may want to consider coating the wall with something, even if you don't put stone on there. Improve the resistance to seawater intrusion, which is
Yeah.
going to happen. Anyway, that's it. So that's all.
No questions.
No questions.
Okay, so, I guess it amounts to reading.
Any public
rereading
comment?
number 11.
Do we want to ask for any public comment, or is that not appropriate?
Well, we're just making a wording change to something that's already been approved, right? So if you want to have a public hearing, I guess that would be next time.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I just,
No,
It's
this
a
is
minor
this is a de
change.
minimis change, it's not something.
It's a minor change.
Yeah.
Structurally,
Very
I'm
good.
not changing it,
No,
Yep,
so.
so, okay, so I'll just read the finding of fact.
Well,
Okay,
let's-
so
I
what-
guess we want
I think-
a motion to approve the revised,
Oh.
yeah, why don't you reread number 11? I don't
Okay.
think we-
So what I propose to do is just read the portions of the existing findings which changed, okay? So there's two paragraphs involved, the first paragraph and a paragraph 11.
so Larry,
First paragraph, sorry.
just a question. This has been filed with the Registry of Deeds already, this
The
findings,
original findings
It's
must
been
have been
recorded.
filed.
recorded? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
So
I'd
this
have
will
to
be
chat with Bill.
a new findings of fact that will replace the old one.
Yes,
So we'll change the date.
Yep.
And the change in item 11.
Right, I mean, they
yeah,
changed the bit at the, to mention the minor finding of facts change at the beginning.
Perfect.
there's a periodic change.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's
so it's,
identified.
Top portion.
so,
You mentioned something about the.
okay, so what I propose, so if it's okay, so is just read the two paragraphs that changed,
Yes.
right?
That's-
Okay,
That looks perfect.
so this is a revision to an existing finding of facts for the St. Anne's Episcopal Church at 167 Ocean Avenue, Kennebunkport, Maine, 04046.
Yeah, okay.
So the first change is in the first paragraph, which is following site plan reviews pursuant to the Kennebunkport Land Use Ordinance held on the 2nd of August 2023 and the 16th of August 2023, a public hearing held on 16th of August 2003, and a minor findings update request meeting on March 20th, that's today, 2024. The Kennebunkport Planning Board makes the following findings of fact and conclusions and renders the following decision subject to the conditions enumerated below. So no change in anything except for paragraph 11 on page 2, which now reads, in an application dated July 13th, 2023, applicant proposes to demolish 420 feet of masonry seawall and replace it by the reinforced concrete seawall. The reinforced concrete seawall may include a stone veneer or similar finish to give it the appearance of a masonry seawall, subject to the property owner's final aesthetic design detail of their choosing. A portion of the seawall will have riprap placed seaward of the wall. So there's no other change in any of the, paragraph 15 or, paragraph, well, even though it's in the shoreland zone, you know, no change to any of that, and so the conclusions are unchanged, so, do I need to read the conclusions again?
No.
That's it. The end.
Done.
I'll make a motion to approve the revised findings of fact.
I'll second it.
Okay,
Approved?
Approve.
approve.
Approved.
Okay, so we need to get that signed and
Yep.
get that stuff signed over there. And
Thank you.
I don't think we have anything.
Hurry up and get it done before the rectory ends
Yes.
up in the sea.
Yes, exactly.
So I will take one more motion.
Adjourn.
Okay, you gotta sign this.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Agreed?
Aye.
And we have to sign the documents formally known as
They're
Mylar.
adjourned.
Yep.